G'day and welcome back to the Aussie Shed. Today I'm fitting true type coilovers to my Nissan Skyline 370 GT, which is a G37 in the US. This is the coupe version. And I'm planning on fitting adjusters up through the shock towers that will run up into the cabin. I've seen a few people attempt to do this and say it's not possible, which is the information that I got when I first looked into this modification. But I thought, no, I'll check this out for myself, because it does, from my rough measurements that I took initially, it did seem like it was going to work. So I proceeded to strip the interior out of the vehicle in the boot area in the back, and it quickly became apparent that it was indeed possible to do so. So all you guys have been putting this off and putting up with dropping your shock absorbers to make your adjustments, I'll show you what I've done here. These are the rear coilovers that I'm fitting. They're MCA purples, and as you can see they have the adjuster right on the very top, which is inaccessible once it's mounted in the vehicle. And the only way to make adjustments is to drop the coil over, get a few clicks, mount it back up, test it. If it's no good, drop it again. I thought, no, that's a pain in the bum. And MCA do sell these lovely little extenders. They're about twice as long as that when you get them. I've cut these down to suit the length that I require. A couple of tools you're going to need: a cordless drill with a long drill bit, and what I have to the right there of the cordless drill is a step drill mounted in an extension that's for hex drive drills and drill bits. Now you can actually get by without using this. I actually drilled the first hole with this long drill bit, and it was just long enough. And then I realised I needed to actually enlarge the hole a little bit, just so I had a bit more clearance. So I just went through a bit of gear and decided that this was the setup to do it with. You just need a lot of length to get up in the wheel well, and I'll go to that in a second, and we'll have a bit of a look there. I'll just get up into this wheel well and just give you a bit of a look. I've just got a torch mounted up in behind the fender cover here, and show you the hole. Now that hole is dead center, straight up through the rear shock mount, and I drilled through with the drill bit first, and then enlarged it with the step drill. That was just purely for convenience, so it was a bit easier for me to pass the cable through, etc. It was no big deal really. You can see there is plenty of clearance to do this up in here, and I'll take you in and show you where it comes through inside. So there you go, that's the money shot right there. That's the adjuster coming through. You can see we're just off the corner. I'll just pull back. Come on baby, focus. Come on. There we go. I've just got the seat unclipped. Pull down. Zoom her up. A couple of dirty handprints from me mucking around there. I don't know if the G37s have this child restraint point here. Oh. Sorry, I'm a bit cramped in the back here, as you can imagine. I'm over 6 foot tall and I'm crouched in here. Where is it? There we go. There's a child restraint point next to that position there. So I was able to take this out, and that just allowed me to work out the position of the top of the shock tower. But now that I've worked that out, you shouldn't even need that. That hole there is it's just drilled straight through the center of the shock tower, and then basically straight up. I actually found the position of it by taking that child restraint cover out, and then I found the hole with my fingers, and then drilled through from this side just with a step drill on a right angle drill attachment, because there's not a lot of clearance, as you'd imagine. But I've drilled directly above the hole, so you honestly would be able to just drill straight up through the hole in the steel in the center of the shock tower, and then straight up through the rear parcel shelf, and that would give you this position right here. See, I'm yet to do the other side, but I'm sure it'll be just fine. And when the seat goes back, it'll be 50% of that'll be obscured. You'll only see the knob sticking out over the top. It's quite easy to turn. I've mucked around with it, given it a few clicks here and there, but it actually turns quite easily. And yeah, it certainly solves the problem. I can't imagine how much of a pain it'd be, at least in the tuning phase, until you get your you get all your settings right. And if you happen to go to the track and want to firm things up a bit, you're kind of screwed. So there you go. It is possible, guys. You just got to work it out and have a crack at it. So there we go. I've just finished the second one. Back to the first one. There's our second one. That's your position, roughly right there. That's your position, roughly right there. I'll just flick the seat up. We'll see how she looks. And there you have it, barely even noticeable. It's up over that one, and that's up over that one. You've got about an inch, 25 millimeters or an inch clearance between the back edge of the seat and the knob. So quite handy, plenty of room to get hold of it and give it a turn. All in all, very happy I pursued doing this. One small thing I did notice on the driver's side in Australia, which I guess is the passenger side in the US, the hole for the cable to pass through above the center of the shock needs to be slightly to the rear of the vehicle. So you need to offset that center hole for the cable to pass through for the adjuster 10 mil to the rear. Was a bar that comes across just slightly over the center position. Your passenger side, driver's side in Australia, 10 mil to the rear of center, you'll be good to go. And your driver's side, US, passenger side, Australia, dead center of the shock hole, and it'll pass straight up through into those positions that I just showed you up in the cab. So it is possible. You don't need to remove any of the trunk lining or anything at all, actually, other than just put the seat down and give yourself a bit of room to work. But yeah, so I hope that helps you guys. Thanks for watching.